What's up, YouTube? Today, a little bit of a bummer video. I don't know if it's a bummer video or not, but about a week ago, somebody broke into my car and jacked my wallet. So today, we're gonna be making me a new wallet. Super sick. I'm hyped. This video is like, I've been wanting to do this video for so long. Anyways, I got my pieces cut out already. This is my standard billfold wallet that I make. Like all my customers, I'm just getting to do my own art on this one. So really standard billfold. Basically, we got outside your pocket, and then I like to do 2 sets of pockets on each side. I like to do these sideways pockets. They are a little bit funky, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm a big fan of them. Once you get used to sliding in your cards sideways like this, these wallets really end up holding up a lot better. I like it because when they sandwich together, the contact on the stitching is just a lot nicer. When you sit in your pocket, it lays a lot flatter versus if you have, sideways pockets like this. What ends up happening is that you have this kind of like weird, squishy kind of shape that happens and ends up like dilapidating the shape of your wallet, and it's just uneven. So that's why I like to do my configuration sideways. You'll definitely get, some squish here and there and some wear and whatnot, but you're not gonna have weird lopsided shape. It's gonna be just like a nice solid brick. Anyways, got my pieces cut. I'm gonna start diving into the artwork. I was thinking about putting my initials and stuff on it, but I don't know. I don't wanna put the big old set of initials on the front. I think I wanna do something like just super sick. I think I'm gonna put like a big old bull skull with like maybe some roses and stuff. And then for the back side, I might do my maker's mark, or I'm not sure quite at the moment, but stay tuned and find out what I do.
It was a super nice morning out, so I went outside in my backyard and I drew this on my little patio out there. You can see I started with the bull skull and then moved after into the roses. We started with our 3 key components, which were those roses and that bull skull, and then from there we added in the cactuses and then the floral in the background, which is kind of like the least important / most flexible part of the design. You always want to start with your big pieces that are rigid and like really important first, and then from there you can kind of fill in your floral with whatever kind of floral, any direction that kind of makes sense to just kind of get that background space filled in. We tape up the back and jump straight into tooling. Little cameo by my cat there. You start with the beveling. Kind of the same way with the tooling and design layout. You want to start with your biggest, most key components. First, you want to make sure those things are tooled and popping before you move into the backgrounds. You always want to tool from the front down. I know some people kind of tool the reverse, which I never understood why. My philosophy is to tool that stuff that's going to be bold and in your face. You want to make sure that stuff is, immaculate, and then you can kind of push your errors and any kind of funkiness down into the background and hide it a little bit better. Then after we do the beveling, we jump into some pear shading and some texturing. Also shout out to Derek for more plates, for more dates. In the background you can see there another cameo by my cat. Before we go and move on to the backgrounding, I like to pear shade as well as use a scallop tool, and that's pretty much it by way of texturing. And then I do love using just a nice good checkered backgrounder. I know a lot of people are fans of like bar grounders and whatnot, but I personally hate how bar grounders look, so I like the nice just traditional checkered backgrounder look. I feel like it collects stain the best. And then we went in and stained the background black to give it just extra contrast, bring all that stuff forward. You can see just even with no stain or anything, it really gives that tooling 3 dimensions. It looks like it's sitting on top of a nice shadow. Went in, painted the bull skull white, gave the leaves as well as the cactus a little bit of green treatment, and then I came in with some nice deep red liquid stain for the roses. I'm always using the liquid stain on the roses over paint. Just the paint always kind of makes it look cheesy. and like plasticky, whereas if you use a liquid based stain, kind of doesn't really matter what type of liquid stain you use. It really helps absorb into those roses and give it nice depth of color. And then we finished off the coloring with a nice brown border. Then we moved into the insides and the guts of the wallet. We used the same brown to give it that nice kind of brindly wood grain texture. You could see I'm giving it long brush strokes that, you know, it's obviously not a solid color, which is by design. You give it a bunch of little strokes like that and you get these really cool textures throughout. A bunch of walking around. Apparently I needed to refill my Resolene. I went ahead and Resolene the front so I can get a little bit of resist going, so when I go to stain it, it gives it a nice pop. You'll see right here I hit it with the Phoebe's Antique Gel, and bang, voila, there is pretty much the finished project. A big fan of using resist. It just always gives the color just so much contrast and just makes it look so nice. Then I'm over here a little distracted. I'm watching some Dr. Drew After Dark on the Your Mom's House podcast platform. Shout outs Mommy Christine and Mommy Tim. I'm home here now. Anyways, we're moving on to the buck stitch. I punched the holes. I got to come back in with the little, it's kind of a jig. Honestly, it's kind of a prison shank. It's a screwdriver that I shaved down that really helps stretch open the holes of buck stitching, so that way I don't have to, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I call it the gaping tool, and I help gape the holes better. I wish I had a better name for it, but that's just what I call it. Prison shank gaper is the technical term here at the Man in Black Leather Studio for that specific tool that I'm using there. Then we move on to the edges. This is a new edge beveler, which I probably should not have shown myself using this on film, because I'm not going to lie to you, it was a little bit of a struggle getting used to the different edge beveler. I will say shout outs to my sander as well as my waxer. I really had to do a lot of machine work here on the edges of this wallet. I made just the experimental decision to run with trying new tools on, if anybody's ever tried to do buck stitched edges, you will know that the edges come out funky, but there it is.
And there you go. Pro tip, don't get your wallet jacked. You won't have to make yourself a new one. Super hyped with how this came out. Very my shop, if I do say so myself. I decided to go with some buck stitch. I'm not really a giant fan of buck stitch personally, but I figure, hey, if we're gonna go balls to the walls, like, let's just go ham. So you know, I'm slowly warming up to buck stitch. I think it times can be overplayed, but on this I think it's prime. Not too much, doesn't take away too much from the design. I mean, what else can I say, you know? Longhorn skull, some roses, some cactus, some floral. You know, I was contemplating going super balls to the walls and crazy, doing all this crazy custom tooling, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna play the greatest hits and just run with what I'm good at, bang this out for myself, and you know, I'm actually very, very excited. Another cool feature was, like, I went with this kind of marbled, kind of brindly texture on the inside for my pockets, which I thought was pretty sick. Money slot, not much else to say. Just a good old-fashioned swaggy alternative billfold for that ass. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Hit the like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, all the obligatory YouTube shit. If you want to check out anything else that I'm associated with, my Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, it's down in the description below. Shoot me a follow, order something, whatever. And until next time, I'm out.